Microphone. Right. Everything working? Yes, it looked like... Well, my camera's being a bit... Come on. Right, everybody. My hair seems to be doing everything it wants to do. So, hello to another week. Another week has passed and we're back streaming. I didn't do much off stream. Been pretty busy. But we did a little bit. I did a little bit of foam clay filling and then sanding, because this side I did. This side I still need to sand down. But we're getting there. Also the... Oh, come on, camera. Also, as I said, the skull's dry now. And it's looking pretty good. I'm thinking about changing a couple of... Well, not changing, but adding a little bit more to the outside. And then have that side a little higher so it's more smooth. Even though a skull is not like that. But, you know, that's how it looks on there. But, yeah. That's kind of where we're just finishing this one off. Putting the little circle thing around. We've got that here. I also printed out the handle of the image, so we can start planning how to, if there's any way we can make that the neck disconnect. And because what I was thinking, if I can make it to go apart where the handle is, then I don't have to have a flap that opens or anything like that. I can just literally open it like that, and that's where the soundboard and stuff like that is in. So we have to have a bit of a planning section here. So start drawing out some ideas of how we might be able to do that. It probably will involve magnets, as always. When does it not involve magnets? But I had a thought of, like, here, where it enters, so this part here, from here, where the little thing sits, to make that detachable, because this length, if it's below 80 centimeters, I can fit it in a suitcase. So those are the kind of the things that I've been planning and looking at, and, you know, in my brain trying to decide that. But first, I want to try and finish the calf armour. So that all that has to do is sit around and wait for good weather, so that I can go outside and prime them with plasti dip, and hope and pray I can get some more of the flame red plasti dip, so I can, you know, get the rest of the colours on. And then, you know, it'll probably be, you know, not until March, unless we're getting some very, very mild December and January, which I highly doubt. I have my appointment to change my tyres over to winter tyres. Yes, here in Poland that's a thing. Especially since I live on the outskirts of the city. Not everywhere is being gritted here, so I really need good grip. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a plan together. I do love, because if you see how this looks, and then you'll see how this looks. This one, this side, looked the same as that side, like, up until an hour or so ago. So I started working on that. Still need to do the back and fill that up here, so it becomes more smooth. Done the front as well. It's getting better. And just one or two places here that I need to do still. But it's so satisfying to go from this and then sand it down, from this and then sand it down, and it looks like that. And then once a layer of plasti dip's on there, you can't see that anymore. So I'm really proud of how it looks these days from what we were. Do I wish I was a lot further? Yes. Yes. I should have finished it by now. But yeah. Reasons But yeah, we'll continue on that. But I really do like how the skull looks. I just feel it needs to be a little bit bigger because you can see here and here. Oh, look at my nail polish. I had a company Christmas party yesterday, so I decided to paint my nails. But to get a bit more width on the sides so that it's a bit more smoother going back. But yeah, quite happy about the things that we're going to do. I also realised once I did a close-up of the Chainsword image that this is not round. It looks like it's a bit of a nut, so it has a shaved side. So we'll have to redo that as well. And I also feel that this is a lot thinner. It's not as thick. I think it's as thin as the spikes are. But yeah, there's a couple of things that I realised, but also like the handle bit has to be longer. If you look at where her hand is, how much space is below it. And I just realised I didn't catch the pictures, so I can't. Oh, hang on a second. Let me download the pictures from my other computer. Oh, can I not get into? Damn it. Ha. I need to copy them to my public profile because otherwise I can't reach them because I haven't set up my network to be available. So we'll do that when I be right back when we start on the Chainsword. Is there anything else? No, that's only the Chainsword that I've done. But yeah, so once we've done all the things on this, we will go back and start planning on how to do the Chainsword again. I need to make a compilation video of all the things I've redone. Like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Now it's good. Luckily, so far, it's only the Chainsword I'm going to be on version 3. But yeah. Oh, I had a little portable heater that I literally put in this room here for half an hour before I started because it was so cold in here. It is not fun at the moment, but yeah. Right. Oh, changed my camera and it just did not. Tried to put it a little bit higher. Come on. There you go. Right. So just to show you oh, I just noticed something. You can go away for now. So this very satisfying way of once the foam clay dries, it looks like this. Then you take one of the many nail files that I have and you go over it. And it just disappears and it just becomes one smooth it's so satisfying, especially after I had so much issues. See, I had so many issues because I used the Dremel like I see so many people using on the seams that I've seen people use, and it's like either I am too heavy-handed, very possible, or you know, I just could not get them nice. But this is like. So satisfying. Now, sometimes when I've done this, I need to do another run with the foam clay because I find new spaces that may have not filled up properly. But that's not a problem. Here we go. Also, I made a big list of things that I want to change on the channel. going into the new year, so I've got quite a lot of time off over Christmas. Oh, may move my coffee somewhere else. Thank you. Like adding more sound alerts, adding more emotes. I need to sit down and make some more now that I've got a couple of new imaging programs, and maybe add a couple of more sound alerts for that. Oh, I said that already. I want to add some more panels so that when you go to my stream, you can actually see the current cosplay I'm working on and some of the plans of the new ones. So, right. Well, this could go to later. So what we need to do, so we want to add a little crown to that. We need to make sure that this is all aligned with this corner. Now I need to get out my crafting knife. Come on, lie down there. Okay. Let's try and get it nice and straight. And the same thing on the other side, so you can see here. So that's where the seam is. Trying to be good and actually clean up. So you can see there's still a little bit of a area here. Okay. Now another thing is that we needed to do before we put that on is to cut a groove here, so that we can put it straight on. Otherwise this is going to be a massive gap. Yeah, come on. Especially sharpened my knives before the stream. Oh, not too much. Okay. So slowly get in there. So I don't know if you can see, but it's like at an edge now, instead of being straight, it's at an edge so I can pull it straight against it. Okay. Okay, move you that way for a second. There we go. That should do. There we go. So that means now, when I put this on, it should be able to make a better connection. Okay. I'm wondering, can I... Looks a little bit too big. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. Where is my pen? About there's the middle. Right, 2 seconds. Does it? Gotcha. Right, so that's better. Here. In the bin. Right, I need some coffee, that's why. Right, so let's see. I need longer arms. Ah. Hey Foxy! How are you this day? I haven't seen you or Henrik online for most of the day, so I was wondering where you guys were. Right, so let's see. So I need to draw. I think that would work. Let's see again in the middle there. I think that's right. looks a bit flatter, doesn't it? It's because this knee is flatter, that's why. Okay, let's see. Need to make that one a bit more curved. Okay. Right. Let's change that. There we go. About there. There we go. I think that should be about right. Again, there's things I need to do, like slightly. There's a slight bump here. Hey JR! Whee! Oh, look, and it's working, and sound works. Although it's a slightly different. I need to change it back to the new images that I'm working on, but that will come. Oh, I left that at the other table, didn't I? And thank you for the subscription. 10 months. It's going fast. So, I think that works. Right, time for glue. Time for gloves. So how are you this Saturday? Ugh. I need to make sure I grab my other new box of gloves because I think I'm gonna go through all these. Nostalgic. I had a Christmas party yesterday that made me feel very old. Because my tolerance for drunken young people getting less and less. But yeah, in about a week and a half, I have my holidays for about 2.5 weeks. And I'm looking forward to it. Because I've made my list today. All the things I want to improve on the stream. So all the things that I want to plan on doing. So I want to add some more emotes. I want to add some more sound alerts. We need to have some more emperor proofed sound alerts. And maybe some interesting things with bits, I don't know. As you were discussing last week, I put on there about changing the layout so I can actually have the chat there so that people that watch my YouTube channel, when I talk to you guys, they actually see what we're talking about. You know. Would be handy. So yeah, we made a list of all the things that we need to do. Of course, one massive thing on there is my uni work, because that's the last assignment is due on the 13th of January, so I have to make sure I do all my uni work. And for that, it's the Open University, so So, some glue on this side. Okay. At least at the party yesterday, I got to play some paintball. I haven't done that in ages, and realized I'm still decent with darts. Even got almost bull's eyes. I got in the ring outside of that. Though my aim is not as good as it used to be. Right. Oh, an ad will start in 30 seconds. Unless you're like they are and have your subscription running. Or if you can, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch sub that you can spend on me if you want. You can get Jeff Bezos to pay for the things. There we go. That's another thing I've got on my list. I want to do a few automated sayings, like the YouTube channel, so that it automatically, after like so many minutes, it puts the command exclamation mark YouTube in, so that it talks the fact that, you know, points people to the fact that I have a YouTube channel. Is there much on there? Just my fonts. So that one's almost not shiny anymore. How's this one doing? It's getting there. And also I'm looking at doing during Christmas. Finally setting up my VR. Get Live working. Which is the software that helps you stream VR and makes you visible as well, so you can see me being a dickhead in real life while watching what I'm doing on my VR headset, and to play some Battle Sisters, so that we can, you know, and one of the reasons I want to have me on there is so that I can actually wear my habit cloak dress type thing that I made for my Battle Sister. So I think we're ready. Right, so let's see if I can get this. Oh God. Come on. Go in the middle. Don't tell me I've done it fucked up now. Oh no, it works. Here we go. I think that's the first time I managed to glue something on without like trying to. There's still a little bit of a gap here, but we'll foam clay it up. And let's try and push the edges in so that I don't have as much to fill when I'm. once this is now on, so this is my right leg in principle finished, except for little changes and see that at the moment it looks like that side is longer than that side, so I might do a little bit of changing here so it makes this slightly a bit more curved to there, you know. So since this is the inside of, is that the inside of my leg or the outside of the leg? No, it's the outside of my leg. So because we still remember the issue that I had with trying to walk in these, because this is sticking out so much, so going to see how I can, now that this one is together, once this is properly dried, probably tomorrow, I'll be doing a quick walk test and make sure that it's not knocking as much. So, but this one, if you can look, this one is quite oval. It's quite properly around. This one is still a bit wide. You can see here, this is a lot wider. So one of the things I need to do is heat it up, and this one, and then make it more go in. So they're a bit more similar. It's probably because this one I did with the fixes that I did on this one, so it's done in one go. So here I made the change so that it's more there. Excuse me. But here is, by the way, the skull. And geez, voice going. Hang on. So this one I'm gonna heat up and probably put a bit of tape so that it holds this together, so it goes a bit more in again, so that I can test it out while walking. I have had, you can probably see I did a little bit of sanding here and there on this skull, but because it's quite sticky out that way, nothing we can do about that. I think I want to add a bit more on the outside, make it a little bit bigger. I'm just going to do that today. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, I think, and make his cheek a little bit bigger, and then go here and make his teeth a little bit longer, and then smooth it out, because now it's quite shrink. When if you look at the picture, it's quite domed, like more like a gradual thing. So I, instead of like, so I need to, I think I'm gonna do some of that still today, and then oh, I thought I had my thingy stick somewhere here. I have to find my let's just put this one away, because this one now needs to, yeah, so all this one is in principle done. This one, all it needs to do is fill gaps. Like you can see, I've got fill gaps with the foam clay, then like I just done before, like, I just love doing this because you can see immediately how it's smooths out. And then again, once I've sanded it, if there's still any gaps that I need to fill up, redo that again. And there's still some. But yeah, so because of this side I filled up and sanded already. This one I just did on stream this morning, this just in the beginning. I still have to do the back, because you can see here there's still like a little bit of gaps and things like that. So, and then we have to, because this, once this is fully dried, so next to sand this, take this all out so it makes it all smooth, and then just make sure that this is all nice and smooth, because you can see it's a little bit wobbly here and there. here's what this is done. All it needs now is little details like sanding things, filling things, and making it as smooth as I can get it. So that's one of the plans. So you can send there. It's very happy that that's done. Just wish it was better weather so I can spray paint it. But yeah, so one of the things we have to do now is do this skull a little bit better. So one of the things I've been doing today is trying to smooth this piece of plastic here because it's sticking out a lot. It's not sticking out as much anymore, but it was sticking out a lot. There's still a little bit here. The problem is it's so awkward to hold. It's such an awkward shape. I do like as well that, and so close up, it's like I changed a little bit of the nose because the nose was more like our nose is real, and on there it's a bit more square. And I do think that that has added. At the moment it looks weird because it's got like parts white, parts black, and the black is really difficult to see. I need to take a bit more of a. But yeah, one of the things I think I want to do is add some more around here and then smooth it out more smoothly like it looks. It does look, although I wonder if it helps. It's going to be all spray painted black anyway, but it helps with the perspective. The Sharpie is shiny on the camera. But yeah, I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. But I'm happy that the foam clay did stick to the skull quite easily. But yeah, I think we can go a little bit wider. It's not much, but yeah, just that it's this side is straight down, but this side seems to be a bit more. So, for that, we need clay and water. I haven't done that yet on the inside. No, I haven't. So yeah, I'm happy with the skull. Where did I put the? There it is. Because one of you was so smart to talk about, what about the being able to use the. Yeah, it's not pointing towards where that looks on there, but as long as it's pointing. So yeah, we'll play around with those once we added some more on that skull on the top. And I need something to lean against it. Stay there. There we go. Hump of clay. Wet my fingers because wow, is the music loud or is it just me? Why is it suddenly went louder? That's better. Maybe it's the music. Anyways, so let's try about there maybe. Does that look better? Do I make that as smooth as possible? Do you think? That is getting better. Okay. So same thing on that side. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Sorry if I'm concentrating on... Yeah, that looks making sure I get the smooth lines. So it saves me having to do a lot of sanding. Let's just a tiny bit more on that cheekbone. Just make sure I keep the sharpness there. That looks pretty good. That doesn't need a little more. Let's see. No, I think that's pretty good. Because once we start making this grey and give it all the shine and the different things, it will change a lot. One of the things I want to do is make this a little bigger. Ah, what am I doing? Because that looks to be right. And then, oh. Make sure I keep my fingers wet. Okay. That a little bit. I think that's why we're getting. Okay, a little bit more. Right, I think that's getting to be more the size it should be. Needs a tad on that side. I actually joined Blue Sky as as a personal account first, just to check it out. I do like it. I like how they have starter groups, so you can have a list of people that you can follow in one go based on interests. So I have been looking into joining Blue Sky and deleting my Twitter account. I do have a Twitter account for Hebe's Asylum, however I don't use it because I've never really liked Twitter. I have always had a problem with it. I really should use my Instagram more, and I think this is one of my plans for December as well, to start planning some more to actually try and use my Instagram more for the stream. So like post every Saturday, like I'm going live and stuff like that. But I have to check out to see how many of how's the cosplay community on Blue Sky. Because I do want to leave Twitter because Elon Musk is a... I have a big problem with him. Let's just say it that way. With Secor, I'm also on Threads, and I'm not on Secor on Threads with Hebe's Asylum, so that might be another thing that I should look into. But yeah, I think that looks a lot better. It's just the things, like, he's now removed the timestamps from tweets, and that's just odd, especially in the current problems with misinformation, and you know, it kind of removes a accountability. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of things that just annoy me about Twitter, and I really want to leave it. It used to be really, really cool, but I think it outlived its usefulness a while ago. I wish Instagram was less of a fucking advert thing than it's at the moment. Right, I'm just using a tool to smooth out the small parts because my fingers are too big. Alright. I think I'm gonna make the nose a tiny bit smaller. Yep, I think that nose does work. I think I have to add a bit here to make it equal again. Okay. Right, that looks a little bit better. So let's see. Try and make sure I smooth it out. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to this cheek so it sticks out. Oh, cheekbone. It's not really a cheek. It looks to be a bit higher than the eye socket, so let's put a little bit on there. Right, I think okay. Can I push you a little bit more down? There we go. There we go. Right, I'm just using my tool to smooth everything out a little bit because fingers are just, you push too hard and it's like. I think that's pretty much. And then we have to make scars. So around here. Bit of a line. And come on. Right, I think that needs to dry for a bit. And then we can start looking into adding the spikes. But yeah, I need it to dry a little bit. I mean, I can do the top spike probably, because that's easy. Let's try a top spike. Can you sit still for a second and stay there? Right, so I'm just trying to make a bit of a roly-poly. Ah, this disconnected the internet. That's not good. You mean they unplugged like the router or something to plug in some lights? How did I guess? Alright. That looks like a spike. I think it needs to be a little bit back. Oh. Right, yeah. Yeah, so I'm a bar humbug person. Since I left home, I haven't had a Christmas tree or really like did anything with Christmas. Right, I think that starts to look pretty good. I need to fade this more into alright. And then I have to there's a little bit more. Like a webbing. Here. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I mean, still a hump there. God. Ah! Well, I bought my cat an early Christmas present. Because I have a blanket that came for free when one of her food orders, and she really loves it. So when I was in the supermarket, they had these blankets with one side really soft fleece and one side a little bit more like that fake fur, like sheep's fur. And I decided to buy one for her and put her on the bed because it's bigger, so she can like kind of. She likes to roll into. So if I don't make up my bed, she will crawl underneath the piece of, overhanging duvet. So like, buy her a bigger blanket so she can, dig into it a little bit more. And she's been loving it. I don't think she's been off it. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really, even when my mum was still alive, I haven't really celebrated it. Because we lived in different countries, especially when she lived in Sweden. Travel to Sweden was just impossible because of the snow, and I wasn't gonna make my mum having to drive an hour to pick me up from the train station. Yes, they lived in that much of a. I think this bike is actually pretty good. Sorry, and yeah, I don't know. My parents divorced when I was 8, and Christmas and New Year's always became a bit of an issue. Which day are we going to the one parent? What are we going back on the night? Are we going back on Boxing Day morning? It was just constant harassment and difficulties. So I kind of stopped liking it as a kid, and then as soon as I got like on my own, I was like, so yeah. I get that this is pretty much. I mean, anything I can send. I need to wait for it to dry and send it properly, probably, and then make. I probably have to make. Sorry, I didn't realize this was out of camera read. There's like the little webby things between them. I might have to. There we go. I think that's. I'll have to wait till it's dry because it's difficult to see now, even for me, underneath these lights. Oh, actually, I just realised. So I have to do this even if it's not fully on stream. Make sure it's in the middle. Because that will annoy the fuck out of me. Here we go. Right. Now, let's let's see. Where did I put them? Ah, here we go. So, we're looking at the image. It's above the eye socket, about there, and then going almost straight. And there's the distance between this one and that one. It's closer to the top. So I think about there, I think. I think that's right. And then because the distance, either it's just because the way he drew it, or because, you know, perspective. It looks like this one is further away and more in the middle than the other two. And then there. I think that's pretty on point. I love these. Because they don't have to be perfect. Because the chaos are not perfect. So I think this is places where we have to put them. Right. Duh. Right. Cold coffee. There we go. Now he's staying upright. So, fingers. I can put a little bit of a roll down, so I know whereabouts they need to be. Okay. I need you to be a tiny bit more upright. I think that's the one, and then I will make these bigger. It's just to put down whereabouts these are gonna go. Make sure that they're straight. Right, so you go about here. No, a bit more that way. Yep. Alright, somewhere around there. And then the last one. Oh, a little bit more. Right, come on. Too much water and you can't. Ah! Trying to make little rolls. So you go around here. Yeah, about there. Right. Now that we have the guides on, let me have a. Ugh. Let's see. What are we thinking? First of all, they need to be shorter and there. Ah! Fingers are not wet. This one needs to go there. And the same with that one, needs to go lower. So we've got one, so that you can see it on stream. 2, 3. Where's my fourth one? 4. 5. Okay, I have a couple of things. Okay, this one needs to be a little higher. And this one needs to be a little lower. Yeah. But that's because, of course, the skull size and dimensions are not the same. Now it's getting better. Give me 6. There's some lines. Oh, I hate these things. Come on. Yeah, I think this is better. I think this one could be a tiny bit there. No. Yeah, well, no. There. Yeah, that's better. I think that's working. And the side spikes are longer and these spikes are a little shorter. So, do you think that's better? Yeah, it was a good idea. My hands are just... Right. Right, so... Ah! Damn it. Oh well. Actually, that makes it a little bit more visible. Because they're not as high up as that one. They're more like from here. Damn it. Alright. Just try and keep it straight. Ah! Got it. Oh, almost. Trying to make that point disappear. Like, sorry if I'm quiet, it's just concentration phase trying to get this as... I think once it's dry, I'm just realising I need to put a little bit more on the sides to make it like the bit of the webbing kind of looks. And then I need to make sure it's straight and sand parts. But as long as the initial part is there, we can always improve it afterwards. Just trying to remove some of the clay, foam clay that's on the side, so have a little bit less to sand. Might as well put it in this cup here. Right, I think let that dry for a bit. I can take you off because I know you're fine before you get stuck. Alright, okay. Alright. Gonna have some cleanup to do when I get done. Oh, come on. Alright. Right. That's a layer for that one. And let's grab a little bit more. Hydrate in between, because we've been streaming for, what, an hour and a half already? Alright. Ah. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to roll it in my hand so that it becomes like smooth. How high is that one? It's quite high up, isn't it? So it's maybe like there. Right, so here we go, a bit more. Gah. Come on. Oh. Right, so and that goes quite far in. So I'm using this is one of my clay tools from like normal clay, and I'm like literally just trying to make sure that it's attached to the floor so it doesn't let go there. Oh fuck. I need to make it go down. I'm immediately plugging up some of the seams here. I think for now that is pretty much where it needs to be, and I think I have to let it dry, and I can, because it needs a little bit on top still, and then the little webbings that go around here. But I think that's pretty much getting there. Again, you can't see much because it's black on black, and you know. Let's make another spike. Here you go there. go. Again, this one is not as high up, so somewhere around there. And it's a bit shorter there as well. Yeah, get it. Alright, let's make sure that it's a point. Okay. Needs to be more down. Okay. It will need some sanding to become pointy and a bit more smooth, but it's almost impossible to do when it's so thin. But I think that one's a lot faster and it's a lot... make sure it's straight. By the time I have done all the spikes, I'm an expert and I never have to do it again. Okay. You go from there. And you're also going quite up high. Oh. No, excuse my hiccups. Right, so Put in the little crevices here that I still slowly filling up. Right. A bit more on top. Right, let's see. So about there. Keep your fingers wet, because otherwise it stays. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks pretty good. Is it perfectly straight? No, not yet. It's getting there. Good. Right, so I think that's pretty successful. Do they still need sanding, fixing? Yes, because it's really hard to work with something that thin. I might have to put stuff clay on and wait, sand, stuff like that. But I do think so filling up a little bit more, a few places. But I do think that looks pretty alright. Still have to fill in like where it's got like the little curves in between. But I have to let it dry because this is so thin, it's just a nightmare to deal with. And I think when it's a bit harder I can add or remove anything that needs to be removed. But I think at the moment, although I can't stop touching it, I'm gonna make it a bit more spiky. Right. I need to stop faffing about with it, let it dry, and next week we can have a look at it and see if we can improve on some of it. Probably needs a bit of sanding, a bit of doing, so we can spend the next half an hour, 40 minutes on doing some planning for the chainsaw. So first I need to wash my hands, because if I'm gonna draw and do stuff and touch paper, I might not want to have dirty hands. So, right, you can go there, you can go there. Right, I'm gonna be right back. Or actually gonna wait, because I know there's gonna be a ad soon, so I can do the be right back when I'm in the ad. But if we're going to have a look, there we go. Just said it and I got the warning that there's going to be an ad in 3 minutes, so I'll wait for the ad. So, does it look exactly the same? No. Because that's on the image, it's a circle, and this is a more of an eye shape. But I do think that this one needs to be lower. Probably moved from me playing around with it. I mean, like I said, I need to make the things that are like curved in between, and I need to see now that this one needs to move. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Right, stop playing around with it. But I can't help it. I keep seeing things and I'm like, I need to fix that. while the ad's on, if you don't get an ad, you're lucky, but there might be an ad for people, so I'm going to go and wash my hands, and we'll be right back. Right. Oh, I forgot. I'll be 2 seconds more. Oof. Almost fell off my chair there. Anyways, what I just quickly did was put the images of my other computer that I made of the Chainsword onto a place where I can reach it from this. That I could copy. And put them on my There we go. Right, move this over here. It can dry. Now we can hide this one. And just remembering what this image was. Oh yeah, I can remove that as well because it's getting a bit of a mess. Right. So put those away. And let's add these images that I've been working on. And I've learned to just name them so that I know what they are. Yes, I should have done this before, but hey-o. Where is it? Huh. Where is it? I've added it, but it's not visible. This is weird. And I've also noticed that this camera is doing lines. So I might have to get a new camera because that's annoying. Damn it, where's this? Normally when I put an image in, and it's always too big. Yeah, it's just getting worse now, and it's really annoying. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. Don't forget, I mean, I've had this one for quite some time, and I bought it second hand. So, but this is Chainsword. Yes, that's the full one. That's what we're going to be planning. But I made an image of just the handle, and I just added it, and I can't see it on my stream. What? This is weird. It's not there. Huh. Let's remove it and add it again. I apologize. Because I want that image, because I was discussing in my head how I wanted to potentially split it. There we go. I don't know why that didn't work before. So I'll put it up here because. So one of the things I was just thinking about, because I've got the image printed out here as well, and I did some calculations. That's annoying. Oh, it's got thick paper. Goes in the paper bin. So one of the things I was thinking about, so when I made this one, it came from a pattern that I had. But now that I'm looking at the image and I'm looking at what I made, and you go there for a second. Why is this suddenly go really dark? Hello. Oh, it's because I had the white paper there. Okay. So here you go. That's interesting. Light balance. This, you know. So one of the things I looked at when I looked at the image, and then I looked at what I've done. So this part looks to be actually on the same level as where this is. Yeah, so funny enough, that one is not too bad, but it's really this one that's doing it. So I don't know, it could be my graphics card, because I can't think of a fact that both cameras would do it, and it'd be the cameras, both cameras going at the same time. So it could be my graphics card, because it's an old card. It's a GTX 660. It's my old card, my old graphics card that I used to play with, being my gaming PC. So these are things I have to consider. Could I do with getting a new motherboard, CPU, and graphics card potentially? Yes. Because at the moment I can only run 2 cameras. I can't run 3 cameras. So yeah. So one of the things I was looking at when I had the image even blown up on my large screen, even bigger. So one of the things I noticed looking at the image and looking at what I have made is this part where I have it now, but if I look at the image, it looks more like it should be. I have a Mac, but that's a work Mac and work computer, work laptop. So. But it looks like, if you look at the image, that the handle is kind of here, and then so that it's on the same level as what this part is. It's maybe a little bit smaller, maybe it's still here, but it should be here. That is pretty much the end of the century. So this bit is a lot bigger. It should be lower. And I also feel that this bit is longer. If I look at it. Of course, because it's on an angle, it's really difficult to figure that one out. But I definitely feel that this part is more. It's going to be longer. I did some measurements, and this part is the front part should be 60 centimeters, and this part should be 40 centimeters, and it's actually not 40 centimeters at the moment. It's about 30-ish, I think. I know my. Yeah, about 30. So it needs another. So it needs to add a bit more. Because if you look as well as where her hand is, if you look at, if I put my hand on it, because it's covered still here, so there's a bit more space below it. So, but what I was thinking, is to have, if you have the front part, and I apologize, I can't make straight lines. So here is the circular top bit, and then here is the bit that goes below, and then goes up again, and that's where the handle is for the That's terribly drawn. So that the handle part here, and then you got the handle here. So this part is attached, if you look at it, kinda. So it looks like that goes straight. So one of the things I was thinking about is making it in a way that I can have it so that it slots in. So that this grey part is a cover, and that when where I have the sound card and stuff that's here, this area, and just literally slot it in with magnets. Now the problem we have is I need a rod or a piece of wood inside so that it's stable for me to hold it. Like I've got now, it's got this piece of wood in. So I'm not fully sure yet how I'm going to do that. But that is the idea, so that this part, which is 60 centimeters, slots, you know, maximum 80 centimeters, which I know fits in my suitcase, or thereabouts. So that if I take this apart, the 40 centimeters, I can take it literally like that, this part off. So how I'm going to do that, I don't know yet. But that is one of my plans. And now I see as well that when you look at this, it looks a lot thinner on the image when I look at. And also you can see now that I think this is not round. I think it's straight, like a bolt. But yeah, how I'm going to figure that out. It says I'm planned on doing so yeah, I am trying to decide how I'm going to do that. But I do have a feeling that it's a way of being able to slot it in, and then have to and then take it out, and then have the sound card there instead of having to try and figure out. Well, if I'm going to change, so now what it was. Where's the battery? So this battery was living inside here. So it literally is tucked in. Now this is a lithium battery, and we all know what lithium batteries can do. So that's the reason why I'm redesigning this. So if you think about right, I can't go further here because this is where the handle should be. It should be bigger. This should be there. So if you think about this block, going straight in and having what's grey or silver on the picture having as open, and then having it being able to slot in, and then literally here, because this part would be solid still, but then have all this to place the battery and the sound card, the soundboard, and the batteries will go through anyway, because this part will just have the holes in it for the speakers, because I can just literally take it apart and then be there, and I don't have to mess around with trying to get this cover to fit and take the cover off. So that's kind of the idea at the moment. And have all this grey bit just literally being able to slide it off. Oh, I can do that still if I... The only thing I have to think about is the buttons for the soundboard are going to be on the handle. So I have to... Well, I was planning on making them modular anyway, so that I can always remove parts if I have to fix them. So I literally have to... Or have the wires long enough that I can slide it apart, disconnect, and then... It's two speakers, so there's two speakers on each side, and where you see this bit on the thing, it's great for having the speakers there. Because the speakers are this big, and they have got a bit of a bottom to them as well, so they wouldn't fit there. So having the speakers there is fine, because as soon as you slot it in, it's just, you can hear through these little grates. And if I have something as hollow like this, that would, you know, slide, but then it wouldn't still be... Oh. No, because as long as there's like enough space around where the soundboard's going to be, it should be fine for the battery. At the moment, it's literally like squeezed in here because that's the only place I could figure out. I literally carved with a knife this area out. So as long as like this top is not on there, it should be fine. Because now it's literally encased in foam like this. But as long as it's like this, it should be fine, even if it's like this. As long as there's air around it. The thing I need to think about is I have a rod in here. So when I take this part off, this needs to go off as well then. And that means that, well, what I could do is if I use a small circular rod, I can just put magnets and might, you know, have to have a rod go here and a rod go there and have a magnet there, and then if I put it in, it connects and then it'd be fine. But I have to test that. Or have a pipe in here and then slot something in. I think that's better actually. So to have a pipe here, can't make straight lines, and then have this part, the silver part, to have something that goes there. We can even put a battery in, a magnet in there so that it would, you know, not easily detach. As long as it's deep enough, it shouldn't be a problem. Maybe I'm over-engineering it. But yeah, here you can see that this line, oh, god damn it, that line and that line comes to the grip, and for me, so it'd be here and here. And I also realized that I didn't have this part. So I've got that part, but I didn't have this part. It's almost life size. But almost. Huh. But yeah, I think that's the way to go forward. Is to make the body and be able to slot this grey part inside over the where the soundboard's going to be. Also, I made a, because I didn't have that, because, you know, I didn't think about it, but okay. So this is the top at the moment. I have nothing here. And I also think this is longer than what's there. So I'm going to shorten it to there. But this circular thing, the screw, in principle, 40,000 and still they have things like screws. So to have that, I think I'm going to the top layer, have a hole, and then just add a circle with a stripe inside there. So when I design this, redesign the top, I'm going to make sure that that hole is there, so that when we, because this is just the inside, so that we're, that's going to be added. Not now, like how am I going to add a hole and make the screw fit? So so that's one of the things I'm going to, so I can use the old one as a template. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's going to be But yeah, so after the top part, so I have to start making some calculations. I'll go to the hardware store this Wednesday when it's my day off and have a look at options for the handle. Because if I have something that's the handle anyway, so it has to be something like this size, because that's... So yeah, I have to go to the shop, to the hardware store, the DIY store, and have a look at options. Because if I have something, if I remove the grey part, and then something goes from inside here, so and then put it back in, because that means I can have it in halves, and that means it will fit in a suitcase. How long? Hang on. I did calculate that before. Yeah, this is 80 centimeters. So that would work. So yeah. There's some things that we need to think about. But yeah, for now I need to make a template to go all the way down. I have to make a template for the inside, for the outside, make sure the hole's in there. And what size that hole needs to be, I need to think about that. No, but I just... Hole! To remind myself. And then I have to make sure that I have on the inside, the pipe can't be... Because I know this is 4 pieces of 10mm foam, so this is 4 centimeters, I think. It is. So the pipe can't be more than that. So that means I have one that's full, the 2 insides with the cutout for the pipe, and the top part has got a cutout here. Oh, and no, this part has to have the hole for the... So... Apologies for, like, you have an insight in how my brain works. So I need 1 piece. Use a fucking ruler. You have it. So one needs to have a hole for the speaker. Then I need smaller ones that sits like here. And then here it needs to go that way. And I need to have a hole so this needs to be empty, or at least from there, where I can put the rail. And there's 2 layers of that one, and then I need one, the top layer. That's not straight, but okay. And that needs to have a space like that. And then to make this grey area separately, that goes in slots over this. And in here I can have but I have to make sure that the length of the cable to the buttons is long enough to take it apart and then disconnect them. But I think that, so that literally you have the black layout, then you've got 2 layers of the thinner layer, that's where the teeth are going to sit, that's this inside bit that has a cut out for the pipe to go in, and then the top part goes on top. So I do think we've got a bit of a plan now, what we're going to do. But yeah, because that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing, and then literally have this is terribly drawn, because I am shit at drawing. But like to have this part as something that's hollow and then slide it in and have the magnets here, here, here for instance, so it just slides in. And there's so I think that's going to be the plan for making the chainsword in a way that I can take it on a plane if I need to. If I can put it in a suitcase, because even if I'm gonna take, so if I gonna take this cosplay on a plane, I'm going to have problems with the shoulders, the backpack. It will already require an extra either suitcase, or if it's too big for a suitcase, it will require like a plastic tub that I can hand in as extra luggage. But to keep that extra luggage not too expensive, the chainsword still has to be able to fit in a tub or in a suitcase. If it's a meter long, it's going to be a nightmare because you still have maximum dimensions, and if you go into like oversized luggage, it's expensive. If you think about anybody bringing like golf clubs, skis, all that sort of stuff on the plane, oversized luggage costs more. So as long as I keep it within a size that's suitable for a suitcase or similar to that, I can just use, you know, one of those lockable crates and put everything in there. Because the backpack's going to be, you know, shoulder width. Which, you know, and then same with the shoulders. So as long as I kind of prepare to know that if I ever need to take, or if I want to take, hi Winter Moon, welcome to the stream. That if I want to take it on the plane, I know that I can fit it in standard size suitcases. So that's why we're kind of planning it this way now. Okay, this is going to be the third iteration. It's going to be the third version, because I have another version where I forgot to put this in. And I realized I can't attach a handle just to the end of this because it's too long and it's too wieldy and it would break. So I do have a part already without all the bits. So that's why we have to go and change that around. But I do think that that's going to be the best way. So to have this area here, but that pipe's going to be in the way. Dang, I have to think. Well, I can have something like this still. A flat piece. And have just so I can slide it in and out, and just use magnets again to make sure that it stays there. Make it long enough, it's not going to fall out. Hopefully. Or have like a couple of magnets along the line. It's just going to stay. I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to be like swinging it around wildly, because I don't think that's suitable for that anyway. So yeah. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure, like, if we sandwich, because at the moment this piece of wood is sandwiched between the two pieces here. one of the reasons I used a flat piece, because I knew I was going to have this space needed for the sound card. So just is where I'm going to have like the little area where this fits in, and just have magnet, and then on here as well all the magnets, so that when I slide in it goes and it should be fine. As long as I'm not like wildly going like this, that should hold it. These magnets are pretty strong. The neodyme. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be the solution, and just have that as a cover, so that I don't have to like move this off, because it's just too. We're gonna try. We're gonna just see and try. If it fails, then it fails. But we tried, and you know, it's another thing that you know, I've tried. Yeah, I'm constantly, you know, if I want to say, if I ever in the future want to go to Warhammer Fest in the UK, yes, I could drive, but it's I can drive to about Hanover, which is about 8 to 10 hours driving, depending on traffic. Then I'd have to drive from Hanover to the Netherlands and take a ferry, and it's usually an overnight ferry, so that's 1 night, 2 nights, so it takes me 3 days to travel. So, you know, it might be best to fly. And if I ever consider entering any cosplay, so for instance, say if I enter the cosplay competition at PeerCon, which is for the World Championships of cosplay. Now, I'm being very pretentious if I think I'm going to win, but if I could win, it's like when it was the Twitch cosplay, the lady that won the European Twitch cosplay, she travelled all the way to the US. Now, she had a massive, big cosplay, and it was damaged in transit on the plane. So, you know, as long as, you know, I think it's smart for me to consider traveling by plane if I ever that this cosplay can fit in some way in at least a couple of suitcases, instead of, you know, having to pay for oversized luggage, which I don't, you know, it's expensive. I used to work for an airline. I know how expensive it used to be. Then again, okay, it was Emirates Airline, but still. So yeah, I think if we're gonna redo this, make the 4 sandwiches. Before we make the whole thing, we can test it out with the magnets. So, but I think that makes it so much easier to get in and out, also where the soundboard is, and to charge the battery and everything. I could even have a different battery. This is a 1200 amp, yeah, 1200 microamp. I have no idea how long it lasts, because I haven't tested that really. Can you imagine sitting on a full day, just literally pressing buttons just to test how long the battery's gonna last? Or maybe like get 2, and then just when one goes over, you can open it, replace the battery, put the new battery in, done. So yeah. Right, we are at that time of the stream that I'm going to have a look and see if I can raid someone. Because lately it's been really quiet. And I still continue to this day to say that there should be a separate category for the 3D printing, because going through the makers and crafting at the moment to try and find someone to raid is a nightmare. So right, let's see. There's no cosplayers, are there? Nope. That's me. Damn it, there's nobody that I follow that's out there. Nope. So let's have a quick look at the Warhammer community. Oh, there's miniatures and models now? Oh, that's interesting. Anybody doing... Nope, nope. Because otherwise we're just gonna end the stream because it's... No, not the channel. That's the one. Anybody painting Sisters of Well? All right. No. Right. I give up because I'm so fed up trying to find someone to raid. So, okay. Right. I'm going to have to just log off. I don't know. There just seem to be less people on when I finish. Sorry, I've been playing with my head so much today. So yeah, one of those things. So I'm just gonna end the stream. So next week, what we're going to do, like, look, that is starting to look really good. I'd probably have to sand them and make them a little bit better and make them look a little bit different, but that will come with so now that it's drying a little bit, you can see them better. So next week we will finish that off, make sure that the right leg, make sure that all the seams are filled and sanded, get all the rims done and sanded, to finish the skull, and the back needs to still be done and sanded, but then they're in principle done. And I'm just gonna put them away, not look at them, because otherwise I might want to do it again. and you know. So, and then I should by then have done some research, go to the hardware store to get either another piece of wood, or if I can think of something else that might be stronger, something with metal and magnets and stuff. And then we start rebuilding the chainsword. And then I think now I've learned so much more from how to do these kind of things that I think it's going to go a lot better compared to. Now we've got a plan. So, yeah. Next week again. And then we're getting closer to Christmas. And then usually people disappear. Nobody's watching streams because everybody's at family. So, like I said, I might do a VR stream for Battle Sisters somewhere during Christmas. Don't know yet when. I will let you guys know. I will let you know when it's going to happen. But yeah, so I'm going to end the stream. Everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.